Okay, they're looking at expanding the capacity of the west end outlet to access the better water quality, the costs associated with that, and removing that water out of the lake into the Cheyenne River and the impacts of the Cheyenne River. That's one thing that we have to. You also have to look at the management of risk. Really, it comes down to this risk management. If you start sooner and we remove more water from the lake, as Bruce mentioned, we have this storage availability. We can operate Devil's Lake very similar to a dam. We're building a dam. We're working on what you could argue is the principal spillway of the dam. And if you keep the dam, the pool low enough, if we get the big flood, that pool can absorb that flood bounce within the lake and then meter that discharge downstream when downstream isn't flooding. We can hold the flood here, let the downstream flooding occur, and then release that water in a controlled fashion. You can do that out of the west end. Or there's various options on the east end of the lake. And really some of the things that are coming to light now is, Stump Lake, that sulfate level was in that 2,400 milligram per liter. You cut that in half by going over to East Elvis Lake. But to go over to East Elvis Lake and access that water, it's a much more involved project. You increase the channel length a great deal, the volume of the cuts and the channels you have to do to access that water quality. I mean, it's an immense project, but in doing that, you're improving the water quality significantly. And you can control the lake with that. And so I think the state is looking at right now pumping water out of the west end of the lake, 500, easy math, 500 milligrams per liter sulfate at 250 CFS. And if you come over to East Devil's Lake and take 250 CFS out of East Devil's Lake at 1,000, and they blend within the river, could potentially have 500 CFS of discharge, controlled discharge, and their blend would be about 750 milligrams per liter sulfate. And that's currently what's allowed in the upper reach of the Cheyenne River. And so that's kind of what I think they're looking at, to try and improve water quality to the extent practical and address the current flooding situation, try and maintain that reservoir pool. The longer we wait, the fuller the pool gets, the more we have to allow to be released as the lake is getting up there. So that's the give and take on the whole thing, is the longer you wait, the fuller the pool gets, the more you have to accept to be released when you get there. Start sooner, you could release in the Midwest. And that's really the give and the take and management of the risk. So with that, I don't know if anybody has any questions of me. That's